Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the topic, the greatness of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet, the best Prophet among all Prophets. And we've been giving some glimpses among the golden instructions and advices of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, one of those beautiful hadith that I extremely love. It's a very effective hadith. Where the Prophet ﷺ says, he who removes from a believer one of his difficulties of this world, Allah will remove one of his troubles on the day of resurrection. And he who finds relief for a hard-pressed person, Allah will make things easy for him on the day of resurrection. And he who covers up the faults and sins of a Muslim, Allah will cover up his faults and sins in this world and in the hereafter. And Allah supports His slave as long as his slave is supportive for his brother. And he who treads the path in search of knowledge, Allah makes that path easy, leading him to Jannah. And there is no people that get together or who assemble in one of the houses of Allah, reciting the book of Allah, learning it and teaching it. There descends upon them the tranquility, the mercy cover them, the angels flock around them, and Allah mentions them in the presence of those near to Him. You remember Allah alone, Allah will remember you alone. You remember Allah in your soul, Allah will remember you in His soul. You remember Allah in an assembly, Allah will remember you in an assembly better than your assembly, as the Prophet ﷺ said. And then the Prophet said, and he who lags behind in doing good deeds, his noble lineage will not make him to go ahead. The translation is not really clear enough. Which means, who had slown or whoever's good deeds are slow, his good lineage will not give a push for him to be rewarded. I'll repeat it. And he who lags behind in doing good deeds, that means his good deeds are, he became slower in doing good deeds. His noble lineage, for example, he may belong to a high race of people, will not make him go ahead. It will not push him to be better. Because people will be rewarded or punished due to their deeds, not due to their lineage. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَلَا أَنْسَابَ بَيْنَهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَلَا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. If the horn is blown, that means this is the final hour when Allah will be ordering the angel to blow the horn, and people are going to die. Another horn, people will be resurrected. So at that moment, at that day, there is no consideration for any lineage, any relationship between one and another. Each one is busy. and having a great concern about his own self. So look at these beautiful words of the Prophet ﷺ. One asked him also to give him wasiyah. We're talking about the advices of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, Afshi salam, Afshi salam. Keep, declaring salam to people whenever you meet them. And salam in itself, this is one of the beautiful things of Islam, that if you give salam to someone, what does it mean? It is a supplication. You're supplicating Allah. Merely saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, as you all know, means may Allah grant you His peace, His mercy, and His blessings. This is the mere salutation of the Muslim. Unlike others who may say hi, ciao, or etc. No. The Muslim salutation is, may the peace of Allah and His mercy and His blessings be upon you. Now the response is highly recommended to be like this. Because Allah ordered us to give at least the similar response, if not something better than that. So if someone said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, is there anything additional to be replied to them? Yes. And that is to add to them, wa maghfiratu, and His forgiveness. May the peace of Allah be on you, and His mercy, and His blessings, and His forgiveness. That shows also the greatness of a Muslim. Even Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet, he said, if Pharaoh said to me, Barakallah fi, may Allah bless you, I'm going to say to him, and may he be blessing you too. You give the same. And this had been narrated authentically by the book Al-Adab al-Mufrad for Al-Bukhari. Authentically narrated by Ibn Abbas. So, he was asked to give his advice, alayhi salatu wasalam. Then he said, spread the peace and keep offering the food, give the food to people. Don't regret that you have paid or given some money for someone to be benefited. There is no one that will be, you may be feeding, be it an animal or even a human being or even an insect, an ant, but it will be added to your account of good deeds, and you'll be rewarded for that, even if he's not Muslim. Whether you feed, you feed a Muslim or a non-Muslim, it's the same. Then, so first, spread peace. Second, offer food. Third, be ashamed of Allah. The same shying from a person respected, one of your family. If you do bad, then do good, and try your best to improve your character. This is another hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. We know that the Prophet ﷺ was persecuted by his people. They even drove him out. And after he had been driven out, Jibreel came to him with the angel of the mountains, offering to him a supplication, or just to say yes. The angel of the mountain said, you just give me an approval, just say yes to me, and I'm ready to let this small valley, which is surrounded by, mountains, to be crushed like this by the mountains. Because Mecca is a very small valley, surrounded by very high mountains. The angel said, you just tell me, give me your approval to this. If you give me your approval, I'm going to, squash them, crush them, because they're surrounded by big mountains. Then the Prophet, who doesn't turn to retaliation instantly, he said, no, but I hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be bringing out from their offspring someone who worship Allah alone, setting no partners with. Doesn't this show also the forbearance of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Well, let's go on with our stories. The Prophet ﷺ, he camped in a place, he was sleeping, and all the other companions were sleeping. All of them were sleeping. Nothing woke them up except, the Prophet had put his sword, he hanged his sword on a tree. So one man, a non-Muslim person, he was trying to, pass by all the sleeping companions until he was able to reach to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He took the sword of the Prophet ﷺ and he put it over the Prophet and he said, "Who can protect you from me?" The Prophet said, "Allah." Then Jibreel interfered and pushed him. Then the man fell down. The Prophet took his sword. So the Prophet said, "Who can protect you from me now?" He said, "Be the best taker. Be the best taker." The meaning of be the best, that means I have taken the sword against you, and you have taken it now already against me. Be better than me. So the Prophet forgave him, and he did not order him to be punished. This is also one of the human character of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. During his lifetime, when he was, giving the options, do you want money? We can give you. Do you want a beautiful wife? You want to be a king? Anything, just ask anything. But don't tell us to change our faith and, to become monotheist and to leave our idols, etc. Anything you want. Other than that, take. We have no problem with it. But his response was one of the greatest evidences of his truthful prophethood. He said, if you were to be granting me the sun even to be on my right hand and the moon to be on my left hand, so that I will leave this message, I will never leave it until Allah will accomplish it, or I'll die for its sake. Then the final thing with them is, when they saw him to be extremely, extremely determining to fulfill his wish, then he had either to leave or to be killed. We'll be with you on the next episode with the same topic. Be with us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.